Hey guys, this is Sam, and today we're going to be talking about what's new in iOS 9 Beta 3. The changelog for iOS 9 Beta 3 is relatively lengthy, so we're going to jump into what's new in this beta right now. The first change that you'll probably notice in iOS 9 Beta 3 is that it includes Apple Music. This was completely absent from iOS 9 Beta 2 except for the very basic groundwork that Apple had laid previously. However, Apple Music is fully and completely enabled in this beta. The only difference between this music app and the music app on iOS 8.4, both which enabled Apple Music, is that if we actually head over to the Settings app and scroll down to the Music Preference panel, we have an option to turn on higher quality streaming while browsing on cellular data. For whatever reason, this option just isn't present in iOS 8.4, but as I said just a second ago, that's really the only difference between Apple Music on iOS 9 and Apple Music on iOS 8.4. Now, another huge change added in iOS 9 Beta 3 is that it now includes the Music app, which was demoed about a month back at WWDC. I can tell you right off the bat that the select websites that use the Apple News Publishing program to optimize the content when viewed on the News app look absolutely fantastic. Now, many websites, including most websites I read, haven't even been given the option by Apple to do this, but a select number of websites, especially the huge ones like CNN, ESPN, New York Times, and quite a few others, have been optimized and they look great. If you're interested in a more in-depth look at the News app, I'll have a video up on my channel here at youtube.com/iUpdateOS in the coming hour, so stay tuned for that and subscribe for more content on iOS 9 in case you haven't already. Moving on, there's two new albums in the Photos app in iOS 9 Beta 3. The first one is titled Selfies, and any photo taken with the front-facing camera on your phone will automatically be added to the Selfies album. The same is basically true for screenshots. Any screenshot that you take on your device will automatically be added to the screenshots folder, and for me, that one is a huge plus. Now, I don't take selfies really ever, but I take screenshots constantly. So now having screenshots in their own dedicated album is going to make searching for them a whole lot easier, and of course the same thing is true for selfies. iOS 9 Beta 3 also adds yet another iPad specific feature. Now when I tap on this folder right here, you're probably wondering why there are more apps on the screen than usual. That's because in this latest iOS 9 beta, Apple has increased the size of folders from 3x3, like you can see on screen for the iPhone right here, to 4x4. This isn't a huge or groundbreaking feature by any means, but it's just another thing that makes sense as it takes advantage of the iPad's larger screen, so I'm super happy to see this change. If you tap on the Mail app and swipe right or left on a message, you'll notice that Apple added icons above the plain text for buttons like More, Flag, and Archive. That's if you swipe from right to left on the screen, but if you do swipe from left to right, you have another icon above Unread or Mark as Read as well. These icons once again aren't anything big, but it does add some character to using the Mail app. Moving on to some more changes in iOS 9 Beta 3, when you swipe down to enable Spotlight Search, instead of the page just being blank like in iOS 9 Beta 1, in iOS 9 Beta 2, there's actually a new box titled Siri App Suggestions, and from here you can easily launch any one of the suggested apps. Something else that's different in this beta is that if we launch the Settings app and scroll down just a bit until we see Battery, you'll notice that for whatever reason that icon is not a rounded rectangle like the others. It's just a plain square and looks extremely out of place, and if we tap on Battery and scroll down just a little bit, the same is true for that redesigned Siri icon that's new in iOS 9 Beta 3. Number one, you can definitely tell that Siri icon is different when compared to not only other versions of iOS 9, but other versions of iOS. It does look a little bit different than before. And number two, for some reason that icon is completely squared as well. Now I'm sure this is just a bug or a glitch within iOS 9 Beta 3. Of course, I'm sure that these icons are going to be fixed in the next iOS 9 beta, but this was something small that I wanted to make a note of. And there's also a new clock icon right here next to the last 2 days tab. And finally, if you launch the camera app in iOS 9 Beta 3, the volume up and down buttons that you could use to click to take a picture before have been disabled. The only way to snap a picture in iOS 9 Beta 3 is by tapping the software button on screen. That's all that we currently know about iOS 9 Beta 3, but if more changes are discovered, I'll be sure to update the blog post over on my website, and you can view that by clicking on the eye in the top right hand corner of the screen. If you did enjoy watching this video, feel free to hit that like button down below, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any coverage of future iOS 9 betas. This has been Sam with iUpdateOS, and I will talk to you in the next one.